Here are all the games I watched last season, but one of them was no contest. Our New England
Head south for week 1. The retooled Miami Dolphins await. Let the latest chapter in AFC East football roll on. The Kansas City Chiefs are road-bound to start 2022. They're in Arizona, both teams with big expectations for the season. How's this for a Sunday night football opener?
TB2 September.
The road. Dallas opening things up at home. Major expectations for both these squads. Denver is off to the Northwest for week 1 2022 season. A raucous crowd will be waiting. Seattle's signature will be cranked as high as a Spinal Tap amp. Wait, even higher. Seattle amps reach 12.
Our New England are still on the road for week 2.
They're in Pittsburgh taking on a Steelers team that won and lost all in the same game. The Dallas Cowboys are at home again without
Dak Prescott.
They take on the Cincinnati Bengals, who are involved in one of the weirdest games you'll
Never see.
The Green Bay Packers are at home
For Sunday Night Football.
QB's supposed ownership, and their opponent helps them right some things.
Pressure up the middle. Rodgers in trouble, and he is sacked.
Their oldest rival, the Chicago Bears, in town after slip-sliding their way to an opening week upset.
Fields.
The Baltimore Ravens off to New England this week. They get
Hey,
a
RPGs.
matchup between two teams that had almost nothing in common last week. Patriots offense only putting up 17, but its defense only giving up 14.
Jalen Warren just got stamped.
The Ravens offense scoring 38, but its D falling apart to the tune of 42. 28 points allowed in the fourth quarter, the dagger right at the end. The Green Bay Packers pack up their cheeseheads for a trip to Tampa Bay to take on
my
the Buccaneers. Coming into this game feeling feisty.
Brady and Marshawn Lattimore.
The Denver Broncos are at home for Sunday Night Football in Week 3. They get the new look, old look San Francisco 49ers, who have settled the debate. Jimmy G is definitely our QB this year. Dallas is on the road to take on New York.
For some Monday Night Football fun.
Who's more jacked for this one? Fans of that blue team from the Northeast. First place, unbeaten Giants.
Third long, it's picked up, so jump.
Buffalo goes from one big AFC showdown
to another.
The Bills in Baltimore this week to take on the Ravens. Bills defense having to find a way to slow another hot QB down with their banged-up secondary.
Jackson back corner.
The New England Patriots head west to Lambeau for week. The New England Patriots head west to Lambeau for week 4. They get the Green Bay Packers, who would have no issue getting defensive against a hobbled club again, especially if it means eating another
W.
at the end.
Here it is, game on the line.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on the road for Sunday Night Football this week with a new appreciation for special teams. They're in Tampa Bay taking on the Bills, both teams having to forget the taste of a drink they call almost.
Here it is, game on the line.
The San Francisco 49ers are at home for Monday
Night Football.
This week, their old rival, the LA Rams, making the trip north, coming in as
division leaders.
Thanks to its defense.
Our New England right home.
Week 5, Pats fans
in for a treat.
because the Detroit Lions are in town.
Sounds odd.
If you're not watching Lions football,
Each week.
then let me tell you, you are missing out. The LA Rams are at home this week. Not sure if it'll feel like that, though. The Dallas Cowboys are in town. But who are they going to bring?
That's the starting quarterback.
The Baltimore Ravens are at home for
Sunday Night Football.
this week. Maybe reconsidering analytics
Football.
Ravens go for it on 4th and goal. Jackson fading. Jackson throws. Intercepted. Baltimore decides not to kick the field goal.
They take on interdivision rival Cincinnati in a key early season throwdown.
He throws it deep down.
The Las Vegas Raiders are in Kansas City for Monday Night Football this week, an AFC West battle with the Chiefs, who looked a lot more chiefy in Week 4.
And Mahomes throws it that way.
The Cleveland Browns are at home this week. Last week, coming up just short of a win.
Again.
it to the right.
They take on
Arnie Hinges.
feasted on a big fat donut.
Last week.
4th and inches. Inside handoff.
Kansas City is back at home
Again.
again. Chiefs Nation more than prepped for another thrilling finish after what they went through
Last week.
Looking for his third. He found it. Touchdown.
Monster matchup on 10.
The Bills are in town, and based on how they looked recently, there are no tables left in Buffalo. The NFC East is back, baby, and the Cowboys and Eagles are part of the resurgence, both fresh off big wins on a crash course for Sunday night with bragging rights and the division lead.
On the line
Denver Broncos are off to LA this week
for Monday Night Football.
AFC West showdown with the Chargers awaits.
Rookie out of LSU. Pushed it to the right.
Browns, the Carolina Panthers are at home this week, welcoming in
My Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
two teams needing to get
Right now.
Under pressure. Steps up.
The San Francisco 49ers are at home for Week 7. Kansas City making the trip west. Both teams coming off
Losses.
the Chiefs hoping theirs was nothing more than a reflection of their
Opponent.
Sunday Night Football Week 7. Miami Dolphins at home, ready to get back on track now that their QB is back. Hold up, though, they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who just slayed a goat without TJ. It's Halloween, right? I can say that kind of thing. The Chicago Bears are off to New England this week for Monday Night Football. Yes, they're back under the national spotlight. The Patriots await, and they have a new motto. Don't worry, be in a good mood. Heading into Halloween weekend for Week 8 of the NFL season, and you can forgive Cowboys and Bears fans for trying to decide if their team is the trick or the treat.
Here's one floated for Smith.
Nothing to see here, people. Just the 6-1 New York Giants flying to the Northwest after pulling the tackle 2.0.
Fires it to the end zone. It's caught at the 1-yard line. Giants stand him up. He's not in. And the play's going to run out. Holy cow. And the ball game is over.
They take on the NFC West, first place Geno Smith, Seattle Seahawks.
Smith looking for good one.
Nice Sunday night football matchup
For all of us to
enjoy.
enjoy.
The Green Bay Packers on the road in Buffalo, trying to stop an offense as good as there is in the game.
Sees that one-on-one. He's good.
Time for another Battle of Ohio. Cleveland Browns
On Monday Night Football.
trying to slow down the Cincinnati Bengals and their high-flying passing attack.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
The Indianapolis Colts are in desperation mode as they head to New England. They take on
Oh,
a Patriots club that may be last in their division. They're back to Jerry Seinfeld land, even Steven.
Rush is coming. Wilson intercept.
Colossal Week 9 matchup between two preseason Super Bowl favorites, the 2020 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Around, make plays, do what we do it all season. And we're going to be world champs.
facing off with the 2021
Juan.
Super Bowl champion LA Rams.
Let's go. Don't let up. Don't let up. They scared.
Tom Brady, the GOAT. The Kansas City Chiefs are at home this week.
Had last week off.
They welcome a familiar
Foe.
foe, the Tennessee Titans, whose offense has a familiar look.
Henry finding room on the left.
Debut.
The Baltimore Ravens head south after slaying a goat for Halloween.
Brady goes down again. Let it be gay.
The New Orleans Saints know a little something about flexing the D muscles as well.
Runs into his own block.
This is
The game of the week.
The Buffalo Bills are at home.
A little wobbly.
Unexpected
L.
Week 9.
And the Jets will win it. A shocking victory.
They welcome the Minnesota Vikings, who can lay claim to be the number 2 threat in the NFC.
The kick is up.
The Dallas Cowboys hit the road after their
Bye.
This one means a little something extra. They are in Green Bay, ready for a good old-fashioned revenge match. The San Francisco 49ers are at home after their much-needed week of rest. The LA Chargers heading up I-5.
Coming up a win.
A very, very fortunate win.
Falcons say Echo is not ruled out.
The Washington Commanders hit the road for Week 10, trying to become
The first team.
defeat the Philadelphia Eagles. Wolves, who have officially adopted a new fight song, John Cougar Mellencamp is playing non-stop on 102.9 right now. This is
AFC East.
Beef at its finest. Time to add the next chapter to the Jets-Patriots rivalry, a book that already includes tales of betrayal.
And I've decided to resign as the head coach.
The Dallas Cowboys are heading north.
We can.
Huge matchup with the Minnesota Vikings, who showed they don't need Stephon Diggs on their team to pull off a miracle. They just need him on the field.
Cousins to the sideline.
LA is at home for
So,
football this week. The division-leading Kansas City Chiefs are in town, which means the Chargers secondary is going to be on center stage. The Arizona Cardinals are flying south this week to Mexico to continue the NFL International Series, coming in off a win that keeps their season alive and kicking.
To the end zone. A.J. Green makes the catch. Spectacular for a Cardinals touchdown.
They take on the San Francisco 49ers, whose offense may have a little mystique to it now.
Mitchell again.
The Cleveland Browns are at home this week, taking on the
My
Boston
rest
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are hoping their European vacation leads to a better follow-up than the one we saw on the big screen back in the day.
At the 25, to the 20.
The LA Rams limp their way east this week.
Hey, these are some challenging times, but you can't jump off the roller coaster.
They draw the Kansas City Chiefs, a game that was supposed to be a
Football Flitzke.
well, the Chiefs are still flying east.
Mahomes crossing pattern, caught Kelsey.
The Green Bay Packers are on the road for Sunday Night Football in Philadelphia, facing an Eagles squad back to fly. Eagles flying.
Hurts will run.
The New York Jets fly into Minnesota this
Let's
week.
read.
That's right.
No, let's die.
Their opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, makes for one of the best games of the week because it will have one of the best one-on-one matchups of the week. From
One minute to another.
Cincinnati Bengals, fresh off a heavyweight bout with the Titans, didn't win it with a knockout punch, but if your opponent knocks themselves out, not much you can do.
Flagged down. Personal foul. Number 97. Oh, that's a crusher. Defense for a hit on a defenseless player. Tennessee, if the field goal is good, you've got a shot. You're down 7. You're going to get the football back. The rematch belongs to Cincinnati.
They get back in the ring with another familiar foe this week, and the
On the
other
corner.
Kansas City Chiefs. The Indianapolis Colts are off to Jerusalem this week, taking on the Dallas Cowboys, whose new slogan might be, "How about that Cowboys run game?"
Ezekiel Elliott, we've talked about him a lot today.
Who wants it? NFC South, title rights. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
Ball is out. Ball is out. Caroming around, pinballing around at the 1-yard line. San Francisco's got it.
The New Orleans Saints hit the road after getting shut out last week. They're still one win behind the division leader, who they play this week, the Bucks. Both squads coming in off losses, both under 500 after 12 weeks. The South in the NFL is dirty for the wrong reason right now. The Giants are at home this week. Classic NFC East.
Face off.
They get the Philadelphia Eagles sitting on top of the
NFC Mountain.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers head west this week, TB12 back to his old stomping ground to face a quarterback who was born just months before.
Brady was drafted.
This is the game they flexed into the Sunday Night Football slot. The Miami Dolphins coming in off a loss to Brock Purdy.
Purdy going to throw on the run. It is caught.
They take on the Chargers, returning to LA from Vegas, feeling very much like Mikey did.
Handoff taken. Has the first.
The Arizona Cardinals are at home this week for Monday Night Football. After their week off, they host who still have something to play for, but who need their offense to get back on track.
Before it's too late.
You see it right there. You see,
The New York Jets are at home licking their wounds after being grounded again.
Like on Viond.
Back in the air against the
Visiting team.
Dan Campbell looking more and more like a master of puppets with each passing week.
they know when they play football like we've been playing the last 6 weeks, we can play with anybody. That's the truth.
Detroit Lions.
When is a
winners of
fun
5 of their last 6
six?
now faced the number 2 team in the NFL last week, acted like they were dirt on Jay-Z's shoulder because they just brushed them right off. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers
My Tampa Bay.
Buccaneers are at home for week 15, back under the 500 line.
Mhm.
They're in danger of falling even further under it this week because they take on Joe Burrow and the streaking Bengals.
This is Mixon. No, the fake to Mixon.
Time for what? Quarter number 6 between these two? Guess it wouldn't be a quarter then, but the last time Washington played, it was against the New York Giants. When they all walked off the field, sisters were cranking Iron Maiden everywhere and running for the hills.
From 58 to those kicks.
The Seattle Seahawks are on the road for
Christmas Eve.
in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs club, still vying for home field advantage come playoff time.
McKinnon, Brown a block.
There would be less tension on Christmas at the Griswolds than there will be for this game. Dallas at home, having to put aside what might have or should have been.
Mhm.
The Jags are gonna win it on a Ray Sean Jenkins pick six. Are you kidding me? How good is that?
Hosting the #1 team in the NFL and a Team America's team's fan base is just waiting to shower with holiday greetings and your #1 salutes.
Greetings from Jerry World.
The Steelers are at home with heavy hearts this week. They welcome the Raiders to town 50 years after one of the most iconic plays in NFL history. Rest in peace, Franco. The Miami Dolphins are at home
For Christmas.
thawing out, welcoming the Green Bay Packers, still with plenty of motivation to try and get another
W.
They might need a defensive performance similar to the one they got last week to get it.
Mayfield.
Rams house.
Remember the 2021 season?
Remember Reagan? Remember AD? Remember Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp? Oh, you remember? That was fantastic.
Somebody early in the game root to the chest. Let them know it's going to be a long day now. Let's go.
Broncos country. Remember John Elway? Remember Peyton Manning? Remember Dagobah? That's where Yoda lives. Remember Yoda?
Let's shoot. Let's go. Set the toe. Set the toe.
The better question might be, remember Mark Rippon?
He had a kid.
He led the Broncos to a win last week. He did it while getting sacked 7 times. He still went 21 of 26, a 95 rating, and a touchdown.
Rippon for the end zone.
The Arizona Cardinals get to spend Christmas at home, but on the field. They play the
Miami.
Buccaneers, losers of 3 of their last 4, 2 games under 500.
Still in first place.
NFC South is like the Jelly of the Month Club. It's the gift that keeps on giving if you're a 45-year-old Tom Brady. The Indianapolis Colts are back at home for Monday Night Football this week after getting to literally experience a nightmare before Christmas.
And the kick. It's good. It's good.
They welcome in the LA Chargers, who have worked their way back into the playoff picture.
The hold of the punter.
It's a Week 1 AFC East rematch.
Our
The
Patriots
Patriots at home
for New Year's Day.
trying to avenge their
Our
first
Patriots
season loss to
are
Miami. The Dolphins clinging to the last wild card spot in the AFC, mired in a 4-game losing streak.
Over the sideline and picks.
The Minnesota Vikings take to the road for New Year's Day. Skull faithful hoping the clock striking midnight on 2022 doesn't mean that fairy godmother lady comes knocking.
And he has done it again.
It's a game so good they had to flex for it. Pittsburgh Steelers, winners of 4 of their last 5 games, now back in the playoff picture
Because of it.
getting in the ring with the Baltimore Ravens again, winners of 7 of their last 9.
4-yard touchdown.
Wait, we're talking playoffs?
It's only week 17.
Buffalo Bills off for a rumble in the jungle
On Monday Night
Football.
Football.
Appropriate. This has lots of Ollie Foreman vibes to it.
I got a job to do, man. Let's go do it. 3 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Even though the Raiders are out of the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs better step carefully this week. Vegas is equipped with a new QB who gave the hottest team in football a run for its money last week. This is a playoff game. Loser is done for the year.
Winner
is on, along with the AFC South
crown.
crown. Hey, crowns or crowns?
Football weather, man. Football weather, man.
Titans sat plenty of their guys last week in prep for this matchup. The Jaguars did not, but then eventually they did. So let's rewind to week 14. Number of relevant takeaways from that Jags win over Tennessee.
Trevor keeps it on his own read.
The New England Patriots
On New Year's
off to Buffalo for the
Cool.
last week of the year. Playoffs are on the line.
For us.
Taking on the Bills.
The
wrapped
train
strong focus
focus.
after going through an emotional experience that can't really be put into words.
We win.
This week they make the playoffs. These two played each other about a month ago. Recent enough, it's still somewhat relevant. Bills defense led them to the win, 24-10 in Week 13. The key, holding New England to 3 for 12 on third down.
3rd and inches.
The Eagles are going to find themselves playing what they hoped they wouldn't, and that is a meaningful Week 18 game against the Giants.
The Philadelphia Eagles are at home to wrap up 2022. They have some unfinished business after losing their second in a row.
I'm not ever going to be somebody that is going to hit a panic button.
They host one of their most bitteriest rivals, who are also now fellow postseason dancers, the New York Giants.
There it is. The Giants will make it to the postseason at...
When is the last time a Detroit-Green Bay game late in the year had this kind of a vibe?
As far as where we're at right now, it don't get any better than this.
Lions at Lambeau to face the Packers, who make the dance if they win.
When you start to believe something strongly, that some miraculous things can happen.
The Pack, the only ones who control their destiny in the NFC when it comes to unwrapping the last golden playoff ticket.
So proud of you guys. This city, this is a special city. They deserve everything that's going on. We got one more.
The Philadelphia Eagles are heading back to the big toaster in the desert, back in the Super Bowl for the 4th time.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Go and touchdown, 1, 2, 3.
They take on a team that knows a little thing or two about the stage they're taking.
How about those?
The Kansas City Chiefs back in the final dance for the 3rd time in 4 years.
I don't know who the hell they was. Carnage Burrowhead. You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're gonna have to deal with the Chiefs.